Today I am going to show you how to make banana chocolate chip muffins. Alright, for our banana chocolate chip muffins, I have all of my ingredients. I have flour, bananas, sugar, salt, baking powder, milk, butter, an egg, and chocolate chips. Let's see how much we need of each ingredient. Now before I get to my ingredients, I need to make sure I'm going to have the right amount. So I need these tools to help me. These are measuring tools. I have measuring cups for my dry ingredients. I have measuring spoons for the things that need smaller amounts, and I have a liquid measuring cup for our liquid. One last thing we need before we dig into this is all of our bowls, our mixing tools, and our muffin pan. We need something to hold all of our ingredients as we mix them together. We need something to help us mix them together, and then we need something to bake them in. So here are the rest of the tools I need before we get started. Alright, our first ingredient is flour. We need 1.5 cup of flour, 1.5 cups. So we're going to put 1 cup in the bowl and a 1/2 cup in the bowl. Our next ingredient is our sugar. We need 2/3 of a cup of sugar. This is 1/3 cup, so I need to do it 2 times. So there's 1/3, and here I'm going to fill it again. There's our second one, 2/3. There's our sugar. Our next dry ingredient is salt. We are going to put in 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Here I measured a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Add it to the bowl. Our last dry ingredient is baking powder. We are going to add 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Here I measured 1 tablespoon. Add that to our bowl. Time to mix our dry ingredients. I use a whisk to mix these just to make sure that they are all blended. Once they are all together, you're going to set that aside, and then we're going to start working on our other ingredients. Alright, our first wet ingredient that we're going to add later to our dry ingredients are 2 mashed bananas. Now I already mashed these, and I mashed them pretty good, but you can use either a fork or your whisk to mash up those bananas. And depending on the size of your bananas, you can use 3 bananas if they're smaller. It's more or less 1 cup of bananas. Next we have 1 egg, and you'll notice the shell is gone. I cracked the egg. So there's our 1 egg ready to go when we're putting all of our ingredients together. Next ingredient, 1/2 cup of butter. Now look, I do not have a measuring tool out for this because when you buy sticks of butter, it already has all of that written on the wrapper, which is very nice. So it tells you 8 tablespoons is 1/2 cup, which that is how much 1 stick of butter is. So here's our 1/2 cup of butter, but I need this butter melted. So I used one of my bowls. I popped my stick of butter in that bowl. I popped it in the microwave for just a couple seconds, and there's our butter all melted. The last of our liquid ingredients is the milk. We're doing 1/4 cup of milk or 1/4 cup of milk. And I used my liquid measuring cup And if you look, it's right at the same mark that is written on my recipe here. 1/4. Make sure it's level. And I wanted to point out, I used coconut milk. You can use any kind of milk. Soy milk, regular milk. They all work. We're ready to add all of our liquid ingredients together and mix them. And I have my whisk again. So here's the butter. We're going to add the egg. Add the milk. And add those mashed bananas. Ooh. And we're going to mix it all together with that whisk. So mix them real good. Okay, I have my liquid ingredients, I have my dry ingredients, and now we want to add and mix both of those together. So I got out my spatula scraper mixing tool, and I'm going to add my dry ingredients to my liquid ingredients, and then I'm going to mix those together. All mixed and ready to go. Wait a minute. These are supposed to be banana chocolate chip muffins. So I have one more ingredient to add. 1 cup of chocolate chips. Here I have 1 cup, and I'm using mini chocolate chips because I like kind of the way that those are all throughout your muffins. So 1 cup of chocolate chips. Let's add that and mix that, and then we'll be ready to go. And now we are ready. That's all mixed. We are ready to add our muffin mix to our muffin pan. My muffin pan is supposed to be well seasoned so it doesn't stick, but you might want to add some vegetable spray. I added a little bit of oil just to make sure mine don't stick, or you can use paper muffin cups. But just go ahead and start filling up each muffin spot. Okay, I got them all ready to go, and we are going to put them in an oven for 30 to 32 minutes. You want your oven already preheated to 350 degrees. In about a half an hour, we will have some delicious muffins. Ta-da! There are our muffins. Banana chocolate chip muffins ready to eat. I wish you could smell them.